Welcome to this week's rant, and it is the hottest day of the year. I was going to do this morning, but for one thing or another, it just got too hot, and I've waited till it's cooled down a bit, but it's still too hot to do this inside the house. In there at the moment, it is about 34 degrees, and the workshop is probably about the same. It is unbearably hot in there, so I thought if I did it in there, I'd just look like a sweaty mess. Not that I'm not going to look like a sweaty mess doing it out here. And the reason I'm wearing my hat is quite simply that my hair is a mess. But if you follow me on Instagram, you will note this week that a box of EPS discs arrived, and I'm pretty rapt about that. But before we get into the main part of the video, we need to do the normal parish notices, which are, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, why not? Hit the bell icon. Sorry, hit the subscribe icon. If you want to be notified when stuff like this hits the channel, that's the bell icon. Somewhere down there will be the Patreon address. Consider supporting the creation of videos on the channel by supporting me on Patreon. And also there is the Instagram tag and the Facebook page. Consider looking me up on there, and actually the Instagram tag is going to become quite important in a minute. But now back to the video. It doesn't seem that long ago that I was talking to you guys on the channel. In fact, it was this year, not many months ago, that I was saying, wouldn't it be great to hit 1,500 subscriptions on the channel? And that was kind of a goal, and I felt quite humbled by the fact that there were at that point in time 1,480 something subscriptions on the channel, so we weren't far off the sort of 1,500 subscription mark. And I felt quite humble. I still feel quite humble that there is that many people out there that actually on a fairly regular basis tune in to listen to and watch the videos I make. But we have passed through another milestone. We're 300 subscriptions further on than we were back then. We've gone through 1,800 subscriptions. And I just want to say thank you very much for getting me up to 1,800 subscriptions. The next challenge is to go through that 2,000 subscription mark, which I'd love to do in sort of kind of short order. But still, thank you. You are building this community. As I said, the whole idea of the channel is to share knowledge about the technology that is used to produce electronic dance music, synthesizers, drum machines, hard disk recorders, probably moving into sort of more DAWs this year. But that's what this channel is all about, and the fact that 1,800 of you have subscribed is great. It's great. It really is great, because it means that the community is starting to grow how I wanted the community to grow. So thank you. That was the first thing. The second thing is to talk about the EPS Hall. Well, it wasn't quite all an EPS Hall. So there were a couple of other sort of non-EPS things that turned up as well. That was the first thing that turned up, which was the power drums for the R8. So last week I was waving around an R8 and saying the R8 had arrived. That was a bit surprised. I was a bit surprised about that arrived, actually, because I didn't buy that, but it was in the box. So quite cool of that. So I will be doing some videos on the R8 at some point, and when I do the videos on the R8, then I will be talking about this. And this is obviously in a shop because it's got the security thing still on it. So that was the first thing. The second thing that arrived that really was in the same box, and this really has surprised me, because I don't think, other than the Roland discs, I've actually seen very many other cards, that I've actually seen very many other cards for the Roland D series other than the D50. So the sort of the D20, the D10, and this is for the D110. There you go, there it is, and it is a card by PA Decoder that has a number of different patches on it. So it's got, sort of just reading through the patches here, it's got Jackson's 1 to 4. There's 4 patches relating to level 42. 3 patches for Matt. I don't know who that is. Some Moog stuff, some percussion. Van Halen, that probably is the sort of famous synth patch, I'd guess. Yeah, so I don't think I've ever seen. Well, I haven't seen very many, so that is a very, very rare find, and that was in the box as well. So, quite rapt about that. Might have to go and get the unit out of storage so that we can actually find out what's on there and whether it's playable or not. But then we come on to the Hall, the EPS Hall that arrived this week. So I'm kind of gonna move through this in a certain way. So first of all, what did arrive was a number of EPS sound library discs. So these have reportedly 10 discs. You can see it says 10 discs at the top. 10 discs per package. The packages are all unopened. I haven't opened them yet. But there are 10 discs in there, and this one covers pretty much sort of wind section of the orchestra. That's number 13. Then we've got this one, which is number 3, and that's a variety of drums and bass, pretty much bass and drums. That one is. Again, 10 discs in there. Then I've got this one, which I have opened. So I'll just give you a quick shifty at that. There you go. There are the discs. Original EPS discs with the EPS hologram on them, which you can't really see in this sun, to be honest. But there is an EPS hologram on them. And there's 10 of those in there. There's another one, and there's another 5 at the other end. With the EPS book there, which tells you all about the various. It's actually quite interesting because normally when you buy these these sample sets, it just has you are buying base 1, but this actually has quite a lot of information about each one of the patches. Patch, right button press, 2 layers, concert pitch, pan right, fading out as keys are held. So a lot of detail in there about what's on the discs that are actually in the set. So that one's what did I say this one was? This one was number that's number 7. Number 5, which is again more orchestra instruments by the looks of it. Number 4. Number 2. This is all brass. And number 1. Latin percussion, Fantasia themes. So as I say, there was 10 discs in each one of those boxes. So let me just put those down there for a sec. And I probably would have been pretty rapt if that is all that had been in the box. But also in the box were EPS 16 Plus Signature Series discs. And there was one from Marcus Miller, which again was mainly bass sounds by the looks of it. Then there is this one by Jeff Lober. Okay. Then there's this one by Richard Souther. And there's this one by Philip Sassi. I'll probably pronounce his name wrong. Now, these typically contain 5 discs in each one, so there's 5 sample discs in each one of those. There's some more here. There's some discs by Joe DeFrancisco, which I know is very jazzy. And there's 1, 2, 3. There's 5 discs in there by David Frank and Michael Murphy called The System, and that's System Synth BS, drum loops, System Synth. Brilliant, you might say, but there's more. But there's more. We then have the Signature Series by Nile Rodgers, Volume 1. Paul Jackson, Volume 1. Paul Jackson, Volume 2. Paul Jackson Jr., Volume 1 again. Craig Anderton, Volume 1. They're all, these are definitely 3 discs. This one that's 3 discs as well. So Signature Series is 3 discs. And then I seem to have acquired 3 sets, Claude Gaudet, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Another Claude Vedette, Volume 1. There you go. David Henshaw, Volumes 1 and Volumes 2. Nile Rodgers, Volume 2. John Robertson, Volume 2, Volume 1. So just to let you know what does this stuff look like inside. There you go. There's a picture of the man, John Robertson, mullet and all. And then there are 3 discs there for the Ensoniq EPS. But there's more. Oops. The box is a bit battered on this one, and the guy who sold it me did sort of say that it's seen better days, but these have never actually been used in a machine. These are completely virgin. Voice Crystal, EPS, disc 20, disc 23, disc 24. I'm not quite sure how many discs I've actually got of these, to be honest. It says disc quantity 25. There's disc 25, 18, 16, 15, 14, 22, 12, 13, 17, 19. So apparently there's 25 discs in here, according to the box. Disc 7. So there are 2 boxes of voice crystal samples for the EPS, and these go through. So disc 1 is piano, disc 2 is e-piano and organ, disc 3 chromatic percussion, disc 4 is guitar, disc 5 is guitar, disc 6 electric guitar, disc 7 is bass, 8 and 9 chamber strings, 10 strings, 11 vox and ensemble, 12 and 13 voice jazz, interesting, 14 is brass ensemble, 15 is reed and wind, 16 is pads, and it's also got a sampled D50 pad in there. I can see that D50 Fantasy. 17 is New Age, 18 is Ethnic, 19 is a general MIDI drum set, 20 is Camel drums, 21 is percussion, 22 is Skirch Funk. I have no idea what Skirch Funk is, but that's what it is. 23, 24 and 25 are Mega Bass. So that is what we have, and the original documentation from Voice Crystal as well. There you go. So that arrived this week. I am pretty rapt. That is all going into the media library, but it does bring me on to a great idea for a giveaway. So I've looked at these discs, and I've been collecting EPS discs for a while, ever since I acquired the EPS 16 at Christmas. And I've got a number of sets that I've already got. So for argument's sake, I've got one of the Nile Rodgers sets. But but I don't have the Nile Rodgers set, if you like, in a unboxed box like that. I have it as just 3 discs. Now, what I've decided to do is I could sell my duplicates off, but then the whole idea is to make sure that these go to a good home. So rather than sell these off, what I've decided to do is I've decided to do a giveaway. And in order to understand what I'm going to give away, you will need to go to my Instagram feed, and you need to follow me on Instagram, because that's where I'll be announcing what I'm giving away. Because I need to go through the discs first and decide what discs I'm going to release once I've understood which of these are all good or not, whether they work in the machines. So, excuse me. So the way this is going to work is that I will set a subscription target on the YouTube channel. So the first subscription target is going to be 2,000 subscribers. So when we hit 2,000 subscribers on the channel, so if you're not a subscriber of the channel and you want to participate, this is how you do it. You subscribe to the channel first, right? So you subscribe to the channel. So when we hit 2,000 subscribers, I will then randomly give away a set of discs, original discs I might add, for the EPS to somebody at random. And the way I will select that somebody at random is on the Instagram page. I will publish a link that you can register your interest in receiving these discs worldwide. I will send them worldwide, tracked at my cost. Okay, but all you need to do is watch the Instagram page, look out for when I publish the feed and the link to the page where you register. All I'm asking you to do is tell me your first name and your surname and your email address, because I'll need to get in contact with you if you win them. So I don't need your address or anything like that. I just need to know who you are and your email address. And if when we hit 2,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel, I will effectively download all those email addresses. I will put them into a randomizer that I will run on the computer, and it will pop out one person's email address at random. I will then contact you and say, okay, you've won. These are the discs that were up for grabs, and where do you want them selling? At that point, you supply me with your mailing address, and I will send you the discs. And then what I will then do is we'll then set another target on the YouTube channel in terms of subscribers, and we'll set this up for grabs. How does that sound? Does that sound reasonable? I think it's more fun than actually selling them. I have to be honest. Why sell them when I can give them away? I give them away to people who actually want to use these things. So that's the reason why I'm asking you to register, because you have to register an interest that you would like to receive these. And if you'd like to receive these and you come out of the random list, then I'll send them to you. And I say the next one we'll do is another target on YouTube in terms of hitting a subscriber level, and then I'll give away some more discs. I think that's quite fair. Well, I think it is anyway. But that's what we're going to do. And kind of that, said the mayor, is that for this week's Rant. So hopefully that sounds like a good plan. If not, you can leave your comments against the channel. Other than that, you know what, guys, live long and prosper. Drink lots of fluid in this hot weather if you're in the hot weather in the UK. So this is the south coast of the UK. It is very hot here at the moment, which is surprising for England, because normally by this point in time it's thinking down with rain, but it's not. It's lovely weather here at the moment. And also what you will see coming up on the channel shortly, I just said, that was it, but it's not. But on the shortly, I have been having a go at retro brighting. So I don't know whether any of you guys watch the 8-Bit guy from Texas, but he does a lot of this sort of computer restoration, and a lot of computer equipment is sort of gone that sort of horrible browny yellowy colour, and he goes through this process of retrobrighting, where it returns it to that sort of normal, that cream colour it was when it was issued by the factory. Well, I've been doing that. I'm doing a bit of retrobrighting on one of the pieces of music tech that I've got in the studio. Well, I say have in the studio. I had in the studio before it got packed up. So watch the channel out for my first attempt at retrobrighting. And I have to be honest and say the actual thing that's doing it is actually on the other side of the camera, so I can actually see, and it seems to have worked quite well. So watch out for that one. I am now going to say goodbye. Live long and prosper. See you next time. Bye bye.